Oh, hi there. Is it Johnny?
That's me.
Okay, I wasn't sure because my assistant wrote down Jody and then crossed it out. Is Jody short for Johnny?
Jody was shorter than Johnny, if that's what you're asking.
Um, I don't think so.
Well, I got to level with you, Dr. Nielsen. You see, I'm lucky enough to have, a couple of different personalities to choose from. When I first made the appointment, I was kind of in a Jody mood, but now I'm feeling more like Johnny Stewart.
Okay, yeah, okay. Just a couple personalities to choose from. Uh-huh. Um, okay, Johnny Stewart. Uh, before we move on, let's linger with the Jody option for just a second. Just to be clear, do you feel like you are two different people, both Johnny and Jody?
Well, let's just say that when I was really young, I had a whole different kind of a life. I was kind of cute, freckle face, red hair. And I lived with my two sisters, one which was my twin, and we lived with our uncle. But then my brother Scott and we moved in with my Aunt Zelda.
Well, you didn't name your brother when you mentioned that you and your sisters lived with your uncle.
Oh, well, that's because it was a whole different family affair.
Okay, so their sisters didn't move into your Aunt Zelda's with you?
Keep up, Dr. Nielsen. I'm Johnny. I don't have sisters. I just have a brother, Scott.
But you said, mm, okay, no sisters anymore. Uh-huh. Moving on. Tell me about you and Scott and your Aunt Zelda.
Well, and Sigmund. That's who I really want to talk about.
Sigmund. Okay. Who's Sigmund?
He's a monster.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Sigmund was a real monster in your life.
Exactly. A sea monster. But he was my best friend. Everybody needs friends.
No, excuse me. Your best friend Sigmund was a sea monster?
Yeah, you got it. We were really close. Only now I feel like he's kind of abandoned me. I mean, to this day, whenever I go to the beach, I look for him. One time I found this big tentacle, and I thought it might be his. They kind of shed from time to time, but it probably belonged to his brother, Blurp or Slurp.
Okay. Johnny, we took an unexpected turn back there, and I think I need a moment to, put on my hazard lights, so to speak. Okay, just uh-huh. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Ready. Define sea monster.
For sure. Sigmund was not too tall, green. He had one really cute tooth, lots of tentacles. I think 12 in all.
I was really, really hoping for a different answer. So, uh, how did you and Sigmund meet?
Well, we were combing the beach when all of a sudden, behind us, Sigmund lurked, preparing to give us a shock. This blob, what could it be? And then it moved and groaned, and whoa, it was a monster from the sea. I hid Sigmund, though, in our clubhouse because I didn't want Zelda to know that we had him there, because she would get really uptight if we moved him into our bedroom.
Well, Zelda sounds like she has a good head on her shoulders. Okay, just pardon my ignorance, but sea monsters can live out of the ocean?
Well, sure. You see, his family lived in a cave. Tell you the truth, I never remember seeing any of them in the water.
Okay, there were other sea monsters.
Yeah, a bunch. Sigmund had his whole family affair going on. Well, Sigmund said that his family threw him out because he couldn't scare humans.
Sigmund said. Okay, this sea monster talked.
Yes, of course. I didn't mention that.
Sigmund talked. No, pretty certain I would have remembered. You didn't say that.
Well, they all talk.
Okay, well that's hard to believe. That's wild.
Well, that is not when things got wild. Things got really wild when Sigmund found Sheldon.
Gee, okay. Hanging on here. Who was Sheldon?
He was a flamboyant sea genie who loved to throw confetti.
Flamboyant sea genie.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. Whoa, did he come out of a fancy designer bottle that washed ashore from the ocean?
No, but I have heard of that happening before. Sheldon lived in the sea in a seashell. Get it? Sheldon.
That's clever. And Sheldon would grant wishes like a genie.
Exactly. Well, but he didn't always get it right. One time he zapped up Paul Revere and we couldn't figure how to get him back.
You mean the British are coming, Paul Revere?
Yeah, that's him. He was a real nice guy.
Okay, well that's really good to know.
Well, before I forget, there was something else that I wanted to mention, but it's totally unrelated.
Oh, good. Okay, well that's encouraging. What is it?
Well, right around the same time that I met Sigmund, I went through a phase where I was really into Tom Sawyer.
Okay. I was buckling my seatbelt for much worse. An obsession with Mark Twain's Tom Sawyer. That's a welcome relief.
Well, actually, Dr. Nielsen, what I'm trying to say is that I really, really was into Tom Sawyer, literally.
Literally. Okay. Well, how are you literally into Tom Sawyer?
I was Tom Sawyer. I was him.
Okay, that's literally all right.
Yep, Hucky and Becky and Aunt Polly. We had a great old time.
Yeah, I know I should be concerned, but to be honest, I'm enjoying the break from the sea monster. Hey, any interest in talking about the Jody stuff again?
No, but reclaiming my time.
You're right. It's your time. Okay, so ultimately, what happened with you and Sigmund and Sheldon, the confetti throwing genie?
I don't know. One day it just all stopped. They were gone.
Okay, well, what does Scott say about it?
Scott who?
Your brother that wasn't your sister's that moved in with your aunt, not your uncle, and I'm not talking Aunt Polly.
Oh, yeah, him. He doesn't know either.
Okay. Johnny, sometimes children can see magical things that adults can't.
You mean like in the song Puff the Magic Dragon and his little friend Jackie Paper?
Unless you're telling me you're friends with them. Yep, that's exactly what I mean. Maybe you just got too big for Sigmund.
Is that a reference to my size?
It is not.
So you're saying that it's possible Sigmund was just for children?
Exactly. Maybe. I'm not 100% certain because you are my first client with a side of sea monster.
I think you might be onto something. Thanks, Dr. Nielsen. I'm going to text Huck Finn. I mean Scott. Huck doesn't text. Bye.
Okay, well, lucky he bought that hooey about outgrowing it. A flamboyant sea genie was a nice touch of originality. Missing sisters. should have asked him if the sea monster ate them. One tooth. How much damage could it do?